For as long as Lamar Jackson has been starting for the Baltimore Ravens, the organization has had a backup quarterback whose skill set was at least somewhat similar to his. Robert Griffin III, Trace McSorley, and Tyler Snoop Huntley have all been backup quarterbacks behind Lamar Jackson. However, with all of those players either moving on to other teams or semi-retiring in the case of RG3, the Ravens went in a different direction during the 2024 draft, and in the 6th round at pick 218, the Ravens selected Devin Leary, quarterback out of the University of Kentucky. Welcome in, everyone. This is Jordan with Ravens Flash Report, and today we're going to be discussing the potential impact of drafting Devin Leary. Now, what might be obvious is that the backup quarterback could potentially have no impact. In fact, I would say the plan for the Ravens is that Devin Leary has little to no impact in the 2024 season at all. However, we did draft him, and our quarterback coach, T. Martin, has put his stamp on this pick. So let's dive into what Devin Leary, the 6'1" pocket passing quarterback, has to offer the 2024 Ravens. Go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below your thoughts on the Ravens' newest quarterback. Let's get to it. The Ravens quarterback room is admittedly thin, probably the thinnest it's been in some time, with Josh Johnson being the incumbent backup quarterback at the age of 38, and apparently no updates on Malik Cunningham. The Ravens essentially have no third-string quarterback on the roster. Enter Devin Leary, who has a chance to either make the starting roster as the backup or as an eligible non-active third-string quarterback on game day. So, what is it about Devin Leary that made him so attractive to the Ravens and especially to Coach T. Martin? Well, I think the first thing is his arm talent, and I don't mean his accuracy, but his ability that allowed him to throw for 71 touchdowns and 21 interceptions over the last 3 seasons he started for with 2 different teams. Another desirable aspect for him is his character, and in particular his leadership. He was a team captain at both North Carolina State and Kentucky, and while he may not need to be a leader of men while Lamar is playing, it is definitely a quality he will need to possess if he is thrust into the game if Lamar goes down. With a touchdown-to-interception ratio of 4-1 over his college career, he isn't as wildly inaccurate as the reports seem to suggest. And anyway, there is an extreme amount of context that must be given to college football that doesn't always happen when compared to the NFL. Let me explain real quick by asking a simple hypothetical question. Who do you think would perform better, a quarterback who's average with a great offensive line, or a quarterback who's great but has a bad offensive line? Now, I'm not giving Leary an out because of line play alone, but looking at other variables like that do impact a quarterback's ability quite a bit. Look at the weapons Lamar Jackson had in 2019. Second-year Mark Andrews, rookie Hollywood Brown, and Willie Snead. Now, let's get back to Leary's impact. I, along with probably 99% of this fan base, hope that his impact is next to nothing. I mean, of course, I think we all like almost every backup quarterback better when the starting quarterback is playing every snap. But outside of his time on the field, I would like to see Leary come in and challenge Johnson for the backup role, if only to show that he has proven himself capable enough to pass the old guard, and that his physical tools and growth surpass Johnson's intelligence and experience. Having a good arm will also help in training camp as well as in practices during the season, and this actually gets into a major reason I think the Ravens took Leary over another player who has similar abilities to Lamar when it comes to running the ball. This offense is changing. Lamar is changing. And while we obviously are still going to be a run-first team, and with Lamar dropping some weight before the season, his ability to outmaneuver every other human on the field will certainly still be there. But what is changing is how we approach the passing game, and this is why Leary is here. If Lamar happens to go down, they don't want Leary to be the one that decides the game. They want our playmakers to do that. Derrick Henry will be our running back 1 even with Lamar in there, but his presence will be even more important with Leary in the game. With Zay, the expected expanded role for Bateman, and Aguilar, we have weapons for Leary to throw to, not to mention, of course, Andrews and Likely over the middle or as hot options if he gets blitzed. I think the Ravens feel like they've tried the Lamar-style backup option a couple times, and looking at the outcome, it's fair to say it hasn't worked. With hindsight, it does kind of make sense why it didn't either, because we all say Lamar is one of one, but then ask a backup to come in and try to replicate his play style. Leary is a backup option that leans more on our established playmakers and isn't going to be asked to step up and become something he isn't. Lamar Jackson. Devin Leary isn't a dual-threat quarterback, and I think that's the intention. With a 4.76 40-yard dash, he isn't horribly slow, and he did have 6 rushing touchdowns in the last 3 years of college, but again, I don't think that's why he's here. Let me run you through another example. And this might be quite painful for some of you, but I want to make sure you fully understand my point on why I believe they brought in Leary. Imagine it's the 2022 AFC wildcard game against the Bengals, and we're lined up at the goal line ready to take the lead. But instead of it being Huntley and Dobbins, it's Leary and Henry. You see what I mean? There's no second guessing. There's no, oh, well, Snoop could do it, or Dobbins. No. Derrick Henry was brought to Baltimore to be the unquestioned running back one. Leary is the backup quarterback, and his job is to not lose us the game. Let me finish this line of thought by asking you this question. If Lamar Jackson isn't on the field, do you want the ball to be in the hands of Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and Zay Flowers, or Devin Leary going over the top of the pile? The Ravens have brought in someone who is decidedly not Lamar Jackson, because there is only one Lamar Jackson, and trying to replicate his style loses us games. Devin Leary understands that his job is to be Clark Kent and get the ball into the hands of the playmakers on this team, not try to become Superman. And that would be his impact on the 2024 Ravens. But what do you guys think? Do you see Devin Leary's role through the same lens as me, or do you think there's another angle the Ravens are trying to work here? Let me know what expectations, if any, you have for Devin Leary down in the comment section below, and while you guys are there, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and as always, stay safe out there, and go Ravens.